FNB, and he's with me, Jacques. Jacques, good evening. Thank you so much for coming in.
Stephen, thanks for having me.
You say these are excellent results, is how you describe them. In this environment, most people are pleased to make any profit at all or grow at all. How were you able to do it by 12%, or is just banking the place to be at the moment?
No, Stephen, thanks for the opportunity, but it's like humbling to be in a business that we're so well supported by a loyal customer base. I mean, these things are not possible if we don't have people who put us to the test, and then supported by a great team of people across all the countries in which we operate that really go that extra mile on helpfulness. And then the third element is really this notion of a sustainable strategy. And for us, it's been this primary bank relationship strategy that's supported with data and technology around which we sell and try and cross-sell alternative banking relationships and products to really entrench it. And I think as a consequence of this digital and data-driven world, efficiencies have come out. The customers love our value props. We're selling record sales and most of the stuff across all of the segments we operate in. So we're in a good space, on a front foot into a very difficult market. But we don't take this for granted, and it's a humbling experience at the moment.
Okay, I mean, you were the first big bank really to have a proper app that actually worked and actually made sense. You put a lot of money into it at the time. Are you now beginning to basically reap that investment? Is that what's happening here? That you're seeing that money you put in, the fact that you're able to build an economy of scale more than anyone else, is that what's happened here? Is that things like that, being ahead of the curve, has actually worked out for you?
Yeah, as you know, these things take a long time, right? I mean, remember the first app we had was quite miserable, right? It was first, yes. Version 1. Okay. And over time we get better and better at it. But I think the real message about our strategy is that we've moved from the phase of introducing this new front ends, like sort of app or online banking. We call it the digital era over the last 2 decades, and we moved into what we now refer to as the platform era, where you must think of us a lot more like Amazon or Google or Uber's, where, I mean, when last have you emailed Google a question? You know, or when, you know, in Amazon's case, you know, every interaction is recorded. There's a data point. In our world, in the traditional worlds, people can discuss things and we don't have data points. So most of this enablement into platform, irrespective of the access mechanism, because I mean, you know, one day it's going to be TVs, and then it's going to be fridges, and then it's going to be watches, and so that access mechanism is not important, but the platform is critical. And the more and more data we build, the more and more interactions we get, the more and more we can actually contextualize service delivery to our customers, which is putting us into a great space.
For that to work, you have to have a proper digital application pipeline. Yeah. The other banks are not going to sit down and do nothing. They're not going to sit on their hands. Capitec is coming at you from almost another direction, perhaps. Yeah. Do you have a full pipeline of these products that are going to come through?
Yeah. So I mean, what we're blessed with is we've got a great team of people. I mean, we have 2,500 developers, and I've got lots of technology. So we've got a lot of things we want to do. We've got great ideas. We also have customers pushing us to what they feel they need. So it's that responsiveness to the needs. Again, talks to this into our client base. I mean, the competitors will come and go. We'll have to respond to some of their value propositions. But we believe our customers give us a bit of time, and we're pushing the limits, and we can deliver to any need out there.
So you're not worried at all about anyone catching up with you? I mean, you would think in the end, I mean, you know, if banks are becoming like tech firms, you actually stay at the top for a shorter time.
Yeah. No, we wake up every morning scared that we'll lose it all, right? Because that is really how these big tech players can trade at you. We know that the market, that positioning we're in, we know that many people try and copy us in some of the elements, and many people lead us. And so it's not about coming out with the things, and you don't have to be first in life. You just have to be very responsive to the needs.
Well, you have to be second and good in life. That's really the moral.
You have to be second and good but the biggest thing is to actually get the customer to build this relationship with you. And we moved beyond a tech play. It's not about trying to be cool with tech. It really is about like delivering to the needs. And in finance, the emotions in it is what excites us. For example, if you get divorced and get married, in both instances you need a personal loan. But the context is different. And it's just the ability to be there for the moments, like the moments of starting a business, the moment of selling a business, the moment of retiring, the moment of starting, so all of these moments, buying a car, selling a car, these are moments in financial services, and we really focused on delivering value there.
Okay, I mean, you talk about trust. You'll know, of course, of the documentary on special assignment that was broadcast by the SABC here last night. It features clients of yours who are black, who say that they were badly treated, they were treated less well than their white counterparts. You took over the loan book from somebody. I appreciate the history. I know that the CEO of that home business, Liam Plongo, has been doing interviews literally everywhere today. He's explained the history several times. Are you confident that your bank did not engage in racist behavior?
Absolutely. I mean, Stephen, if you think, all right, so let's put the two things apart. I mean, there's a Sambo thing, which was tested in courts, and all of the allegations were false. I mean, so there's judgments out there, and the public can see it all. There's another process for that to go through, and we obviously respect the courts, and anyone can it'll be public as well. From an FNB perspective, I speak on behalf of 35,000 people who work here every day. We're a very diverse organization with lots of people who wake up every day wanting to do good, wanting to develop solutions for the societies in which we live. It'll be an insult to them to have a strategy at any level.
So, sorry, I've heard that line.
No, it's important. And then the second thing is we have a customer base what benefit or what gain would there be for us in a context of a climate in which we operate, that there would be any incentive for us to deliver anything of any form of discrimination.
But that's not how this kind of thing works.
Absolutely.
The 35,000 people who work for you don't get to make these decisions. Absolutely. If Exhibit A is Eskom, okay, there's no way we could say everyone who works for Eskom is corrupt. And yet, there were some people in particularly key decisions who made wrong decisions, illegal decisions, possibly it may turn out. The question really boils down to this. You're going to say, and I'm sure you have to say, your lawyers will have told you, you must say, that your bank did not engage in any racist behavior. You have to be cast iron certain of that. And that means that someone would need to go through each and every case before you can say that.
Yeah. I mean, what's nice about a bank like that, we've been going 180 years and we have no secrets, right? And we want to be around for another 180 years. So what you find in our organizations is a very, very healthy world that experience our product and our product designs. We go through our own internal processes. We also have customers testing our processes. They have regular engagements. We have across the disciplines. We are not incentivized to isolate any form of market or activity. In fact, most of our innovation is into markets to get people access. And for example, we've got 6 million people on e-wallets that don't have bank accounts. They can't afford it. We've got lending activities. If you look at our percentage of activities, it's proportionally into markets who can afford credit. It's not our job, it's not on our interest to be in a podium like this that we have ventured into it. Can we make mistakes? Are there mistakes? As soon as anything comes up that we should be responding to, we sort of pride ourselves that we own topics. We reflect deeply, and then we remedy. So if there are instances that people, I mean, we have massive engagements with our customers.
Well, we saw the clients on special assignment who aren't
absolutely happy. But remember, I just put those into the category of a client base that we inherited, and all of the allegations against those customers have been found wanting. So let's not even, it mustn't go into that maybe or potentially. It went through proper court processes. All of the allegations, plus the individuals have been discredited. Okay.
Emerald van Zyl is the person who's been making the claims against you. He is not someone who would benefit from this in any way. I mean, why would he be tilting at a windmill like this?
I've got no insight into what his incentives are. I just know what I've seen in facts in the courts.
The Equality Court, you're confident that it will rule in your favour?
Well, my point is that we respect the courts. The same facts going to that court. It's not different facts. It's the same cases. We respect whatever outcomes comes out of that. Again, I just want to make the point that relates to the Sambo matters. It's not an FNB matter. It's a regional Sambo acquisition we made.
All right. South Africa, we started at the beginning by talking about how this is a difficult market. One of the things that's coming up that might affect your sector in particular is around the Reserve Bank. There was discussion in Parliament last week about the fact that it'll be nationalised. Now, that's unlikely to change its mandate. Almost impossible, I think, that it'll change the way that it regulates you. Yeah. But there is still a lot of noise. There's still a lot of investor noise, both South African and foreign investment. Are you worried about that? Is that going to affect you?
I think we all need policy certainty. And we come from a world where there was zero policy certainty, lots of questions. We're into a world where there's a little bit more answers. But whether you take land or banking or energy or telecommunications, we know that the government wants to do good. We know that, I think we're in a better place. We're getting more direction, whether it's mining or whatever. But I think there are lots of these questions that we need to have answers for sustainability and certainty of policy. Will it change a lot of what we do? I guess, we don't wake up in the morning waiting for regulation to do good. We wake up in the morning and we try and build businesses that can survive without regulation. Regulations are great. They're very important in our lives. We adapt quickly to them, but whether it's conduct or prudential authority stuff, we really are out there to build sustainable businesses. It must be here for the long run. And laws come and go, structures come and policies come and change. But we are here to see through it, and that's the business we're building.
Is this an important election for the banking sector?
I think so. I think it's a lot of certainty can come out of the level at which the market actually stabilizes with certainty around leadership. It makes the leadership decisions much easier, but I think we're in a very good space, and we're looking forward to a very successful election.
Jacques Cellier, thank you very much indeed for coming in. Jacques Cellier is the CEO of FNB.